So you guys all know about what happened with Faze Clan and all the accusations that were getting thrown around by this guy Faze Rain, and how he was accusing his friend Faze Temperrr of having a threesome with 2 underage girls and was the reason he decided to leave Faze. He went on stream to talk about it, and he was even going on these long rants being like, just admit what you did so we can all move past this. Just say the words, I am a pedophile, and we can move on. But then all of a sudden I woke up and see that he posted a video taking everything back after having a 4-hour conversation with this guy's wife.
So I just got off a 4-hour call with Emma, which is Tommy's wife and the mother of his child.
Now before we get into that, I mentioned in my last video how this fucking tweaker was making no sense after he said that he felt bad about what he did because his friend has a kid and he doesn't want his kid to grow up without his dad, as if he isn't the one exposing the dad. This pill-popping fuck is like, he broke one of my 3 rules you don't break if you want to be my friend, and then all of a sudden starts to feel remorse for what he did? Are you fucking stupid?
But I have fucking 3 fucking rules, bro. 3 rules, and I'll have your back. If you get bored and go blow somebody's head off, I'll have your back. But bro, it's like the pedo shit, the grape shit, animal abuse. I don't got your back forever, bro. And I'm being biased. I don't care. I'm gonna say it. I don't want him to go to jail. I don't want his son to grow up without his dad in his life. I don't care.
You don't accuse someone of being a pedophile and then feel bad about what's going to happen to them. That means you sympathize with pedophiles, you fucking weirdo. Like, when you think about it, who in the fuck was talking about Faze Rain before all this came out? He's a washed up streamer who says he doesn't need a stream for money, but then charges $7 if you want to say something on his stream? $7, you dirtbag? I can get all this for $5. And I don't have to listen to you. But when I was making my last video, I had to watch some of this guy's stream to get the clips I need for my video, and when I was doing that, I noticed that he was going 1,000 miles per hour. He was talking super fast. He was smoking a cigarette like it was the last cigarette he was ever gonna smoke, and I'm like, this dude is for sure on something for him to be acting like this. I mean, look at how fast he was talking in one of his later response videos.
I'm gonna say about the Tommy situation because he made a video confirming it, but the details did get switched a little bit because originally it was 2 16-year-olds and it was a 17-year-old.
Twitter doesn't have a time limit for how long videos can be. You can take your time, dog. We're not going anywhere. But so many response videos were being made that we were all like, we get it. He had a threesome with 2 17-year-olds. That's not something you have to repeat. We weren't like 2 19-year-olds. Somebody let this guy know that 19 years old is legal. Like, no, we got it the first time. And then we got it after Banks said this.
You're saying that Faze Temperrr is a pedophile, which that is who he's talking about in the clip.
And then we got it after Temperrr admitted it himself.
I slept with one of them, and I found out after that this girl was 17.
But still, Rain is like, if you guys think XQC talks fast, then just watch this. That wasn't even edited. That's how fast he talks. Like I said, I woke up today and I see him post this video. Well, actually, no, I saw someone else post it with the caption, Faze Rain dropped a 4-minute apology video for accusing Faze Temperrr of being a pedophile. And I'm like, what? He just admitted to doing what you told everyone he did, and now you're apologizing? You got the whole internet against this guy for something that's been eating away at you for years, and you're apologizing? Ain't no apologies, dog. If I was Temperrr, I would be suing you right now. And it wouldn't even be for money. It would be for you to stop wearing your beanie like that. You look like an Indian guy was too lazy to put on his actual turban, so he's like, let me just throw on the beanie, do a little beanie trick real quick. They'll never know. And his wife walks in, you forgot your turban, didn't you? But apparently he is now apologizing for all the stuff he said yesterday.
So I just got off a 4-hour call with Emma, which is Tommy's wife and the mother of his child, and she was so cool, so rational, so understanding. She was just, pouring her heart out to me, venting and talking about how this has affected her life, And that's what a lot of people tend to forget, is how much these things affect people's real lives. I know it's just Twitter to you guys. You're just weighing in on an opinion. You type some shit, you move on, you type some other shit on a different thing. But it really does affect these people's lives, bro, especially when it's something this sensitive, So please keep that in mind.
What the fuck is this addict talking about? He's the one who brought all this up. We don't need to know that this also affects other people, not only because we already know that, but because you're the one who brought all this up. We didn't say anything that can ruin someone's lives. You did! The girl he was talking to was like, if you don't make an apology video right now saying my husband isn't a pedophile, we are going to sue you. And you will never be able to wear your beanie like that again. And he's like, no, not the beanie, please, no, not the beanie. I'll make a video right now, please, not the beanie.
But I do want to say this. I want to first and foremost retract the statement that I called him a pedophile. But it's not fair to label somebody as a pedophile, especially when they supposedly did not know this girl's age.
I like how he's telling us that this isn't a good thing to do. Like, he didn't just spend the last 2 days making sure everyone in their family knew about what his friend did. This isn't the first time someone's been called out for something like this. We know what happens when you wrongfully accuse someone. You get that executive phone call that says, "We know how much money you have, and unless you want us to take all of it, you make the video." Which is where we are now, only this isn't an apology video. It's an educational one.
I've known Tommy for 15 years. It's not like he ever went around preying on young girls or telling me he likes young girls or any of these things. So that's why I was such a shock when he told me what he told me. He just never told me that he didn't know their ages. If he did, it'd be a whole different story. It'd be a whole different story if he didn't know their ages, right? I thought he did know their ages. And then even when we talked about it after, he didn't say he didn't know their ages. And I don't know why. Sometimes, and also, I've known him, and then also with Emma bringing it up, he just sometimes sells the fucking bag. He just sells the bag when it comes to delivering all the right information. You know, maybe he was frantic and just didn't know what to say or do, so he just withheld that information, which I don't think he realized would have not made me look at him in that light if he was truly ignorant to the fact that they were under 18. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, I don't know, because one second you're saying you take back what you said, but then the next you're like, he didn't say their age. I don't know why, but he definitely knew their ages. He's not a weirdo by any means, but he definitely knew that these girls were underage before he did anything with them. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You either expose someone or apologize. You don't half-ass them into one video.
if he knew that, it would be a whole different story. If I knew that, it would be a whole different story. So I do apologize for that. I do want to retract that label because that label is so evil. We all agree there's no room for pedophiles in our world, but there is room for somebody that had no fucking idea and they were latching from a girl who snuck into a club that was 21 plus and got with a guy who was older. Not known. I will take full accountability. If you guys want to project blame on anybody, you can of course put it on me. I'm totally cool with that. I always am. Does not affect my life. It's cool. I'm a strong guy. I can figure it out. It's cool.
What? So he is apologizing? Only this is because he thought he didn't know their age because he never told him he didn't, and because of that he takes back what he said? If that was the case, why didn't he just take it back when he said the same exact thing in his previous video?
He just never told me that he didn't know their ages. If he did, it'd be a whole different story. It'd be a whole different story if he didn't know their age. If you didn't know her age and you said that to us at least once, we wouldn't be here, bro. I would not have treated it the same way if you said you didn't know, because that changes everything. But I do feel so fucking horrible for that, and not for myself. When I tweeted saying I feel horrible, it was not for myself, it's for everybody involved. Obviously, like, people try to act like I'm trying to make it about myself, so I'm gonna take a couple seconds to talk about that.
This dude can't be serious. He said, I don't want people to think I'm making this about myself, so let me take a couple seconds to talk about myself real quick. He literally spends the last 2 minutes talking about himself. This dude saw that this was the most attention he was getting in years, since he was in Faze, and he's like, how long can I milk this for? He's running dry! Apparently, though, he can do it until the guy's wife calls him and bitches him into making an apology video for something you were so adamant about just hours earlier. But hey, that beanie might be a little too tight and is affecting his rational thinking. Well, pop it off a little bit. Get some space in there, you know what I mean? Let it breathe! But yeah, guys, this absolute dummy has just taken back everything he has said over the past 2 days. Like, you can just take back an accusation like that and everyone's gonna believe you. Like, regardless if he thinks his friend is a predator or not, he has gotten hundreds of thousands of people to believe him, and he thinks he can just take it all back with the video. It doesn't work like that. In his pill-riddled mind, it probably does, but for the rest of us who put all our energy into hating him, and now you want us to use that same energy to forgive him within the same day? It's just fucking insane. Like, this video was posted on Temperrr's account for some reason, and just look at the replies. People are never going to stop calling him a pedophile because obviously of what he did, but also because of Rain amplifying it. In my opinion, everyone on Faze is retarded, because if we go back to Banks' video, he said that they all got on call to talk about this, but after getting nowhere, they just never talked about it again until this very moment.
And the way it left off was, let's get to the bottom of it. And we just never followed up. I don't think we ever, I think that's the last, as sad as it is, last phone call that us four were on together.
Sounds about right. That's what everyone does when they have this kind of information, right? So I have no idea what's going on at this point, because after Temperrr posted Rain's apology video on his account with the caption, "I'm glad we can agree I don't deserve this label. Thanks for the apology, I guess. Thanks for ruining my life." Rain saw that. He responded with, "You effed that kid and had no remorse, which is why I haven't talked to you since. You said you had a threesome with 2 16-year-olds, then said it was a 17-year-old, and you said it to sound cool? Does someone who feels disgusted think it's cool to drop the age page and add a victim to sound cool? You're an actual piece of shit. I only posted this because your wife called me crying 4 hours begging me to. See, I told you. I said earlier that he did that. I told you. I offered to pay your bills for you because I felt at fault with you losing your 20K a month from Faze. 20K a month for doing nothing? I would have been phased butthole for that much. Tell the whole truth while you're at it, including Bianca and the family's lives you almost took drunk driving. Go on, or I'll do it for you. But as you can see, there's even more that's getting added onto this story. These guys are like a male version of The View, just a bunch of bitches talking. Only the bitches in this situation are two people who are trying to, you guess it, milk the situation. As of now, Temperrr has not made a response, but I think it's better off if he just leaves it here because the amount of pills that are presumably in this guy's body can keep him going on for days, and you will not win. Kinda weird how this guy's using very personal information to get back at a guy who he was once best friends with. Like, he makes you think it was a genuine mistake one second, but then tweets out this shit the next. Both of them just get off the internet, dog. Jesus Christ. But yeah, guys, until tomorrow or later today, depending on if this video was uploaded first, we'll see what happens. Peace.